plaintiff, Michelle Tovar, says her daughter dated the defendant, and Michelle never cared for him. Michelle claims after her daughter caught the defendant cheating, they got in a fight, and the defendant went to jail for assault. Michelle's suing her daughter's ex for the balance due on a loan. Defendant Kenneth Applegate says before he started dating Michelle's daughter, she was a prostitute who abused meth and Xanax. Kenneth says his relationship with Michelle's daughter was toxic, and he denies owing Michelle for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, he's my daughter's ex-boyfriend. They dated for about 2 years. I really never cared for him.
Why?
He's kind of immature. He's like a 12-year-old
In what way?
13-year-old's body. All he does is play video games all day.
Did he live with you all?
No.
Well, you know what he did all day?
Because my
Your
daughter
daughter
lived
told
with
you?
him.
Okay.
And that's basically the only reason I put up with him, is because he was providing her a place to live and she didn't have to
He
come
was
back and
paying?
live with me. Yes.
Well, wasn't that much wrong with him if he's paying the rent? All right, go ahead. Seemed like a nice guy to me, nice enough guy.
Yeah.
Goes to church,
No.
reads the Bible. You know, let's go to church and read the Bible. Don't you? Don't make a lie out of me.
No.
I'm trying to help you. You know, go ahead, man. What else you want to tell me about?
Until August, she found out he was cheating on her. Another woman called her phone and made her aware of it. And
That's a lie.
And they got into a huge fight, and he put his hands on her, and the cops were called. He went to jail for domestic violence, and she went to the hospital, and she ended up getting an ex parte, a restraining order, and then they parted ways, and she hasn't seen him since.
August. Mm-hmm. Sir, you want to give me some background?
Yeah. Well, this woman over here, Michelle, she's a terrible person. The only way she shows love is buying her things. Caitlin, her daughter, she did drugs, she did meth.
That's your woman.
Right.
Was.
What's it, huh?
Was. She did Xanax. She was also a prostitute before I met her.
No, I was about to say before, because you don't look like you got no pimp in you. I'm just saying, you don't look at the, I mean, I'm just saying, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Also,
so she was a prostitute, hooked on meth.
That's a lie.
Hooked on what
That's
else?
a lie. He's making that
Xanax.
up.
Xanax, all
Popping
right.
pills.
Was she hooked on these things
Yes,
when
she
you all
was.
were together?
No, no, she stopped. But she.
All right, well then she overcame her challenges. Good. Now what else?
Well,
What about your relationship with her?
it was toxic. We always fought.
Why?
Over stupid crap.
How often?
Oh, 3 times a week.
Damn. Really?
Yes.
For 2 years?
Yeah, it was rocky.
Ma'am, tell me about the loan.
In April, I loaned him $1,180 as a co-signer so he could purchase a purebred pug dog from a pet store.
Why? As many
Because
things as people need to borrow money for,
Because they
you
had
let
been
them come to you
together-
about $1,200 for a dog? I
Okay.
say, okay, a dog is pleasure, not a necessity.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, I knew he had a good job, and I knew he could pay me back, and they were in the process of buying a house together, so I thought it was a good investment, but I was wrong.
Okay.
He ended up making $259 worth of payments. His agreement with me was he would pay $200 a month, and then there were some return check fees and some late fees, and so then I took it upon myself to take money out of my savings and just pay it off because I knew he wasn't at that point going to pay it after they broke up.
All right, sir, let me hear from you on the loan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for a puppy that they have already, and she's a co-signer, so she's the responsible one.
She co-signed for you, you don't pay, and you say that's her problem, not yours.
No problem.
That's why people don't co-sign a lot. That's why I don't co-sign. Nonetheless, sir, the agreement was between the two of you. Why shouldn't you honor your agreement with her? What did she do that serves as a legal defense for the loan you agreed to repay?
She stole the puppy.
Describe that theft.
Well, I mean, I was gone from the house for a whole month, and then when I came back to the house, the puppy was gone.
What were you told?
I just didn't see it.
He never asked about it.
What?
I never asked about it
Why?
because the puppy wasn't there.
See,
She took the puppy.
I know, but you say you didn't even ask. You said you didn't ask because you saw the puppy wasn't there.
Because I had a restraining order.
But you went over there.
I went over to my house. Caitlin wasn't there.
The dog. Where was the dog before you got put out for 30 days?
In the house.
And you came back to the house that you resided in.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you noticed your dog wasn't there.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so now you're distraught because that's your legal defense. So my question is, when you were first distraught because you noticed your dog wasn't there, did you ask anyone, where is my dog? Because right now you're saying you didn't. So you didn't ask?
I didn't ask.
If your wallet was missing when you came home, what would you do?
I would ask, yes.
All right, so the dog, how valuable was the dog? The dog didn't sound very valuable to you since you didn't even ask where the dog was. All right, and where is the dog? And has he, go ahead.
The day that the police came and hauled him off to jail, she had them ask him what he wanted to do with the dog. He told the police officer, I don't want him, she can have him.
Is that true?
So she took him.
Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so that legal defense fails. And so therefore, I'll grant the $921 claim that you're bringing to here today. Have a good day. That's your judgment.
I'm glad I'm getting my money back, and I don't appreciate the false statements he made against my daughter in court.
I'm just glad that this is over and they're both out of my life for good.